Let's be honest. Good evening. I'm talking to you. It's Monday. It's about 6:04 in the evening. My name is John Willett. Thanks for tuning in again to another Potholes and Cadillac Dreams. I have been away for a while. I'm going to be brutally honest this evening as I'm talking to you. Not doing the GMAE, not trying to pretend that I'm talking to you whenever you're listening, although I appreciate you listening and I appreciate you watching. It's just one of those things where I wanted to find time and couldn't. Maybe at some point I was thinking I wanted to find the time and I didn't. I was thinking perhaps maybe I just didn't want to do this at all. Reason being, and this is a stupid thing, but I figure I should be honest with the folks who tune into me, both podcasting and video casting. By the way, I have a cat who is bumping against my leg right now and wants to be fed, but has been fed relatively recently, but is hungry. So goodness only knows. I may have to start this all over again, but we'll see. I went through the last month of doing this, and I was pretty regular in doing this. Got some things out. Thought I did my two best video casts, my two best podcasts. The last two I did, I felt like I was on top of my game. And I got no subscriptions. None. I'm not blaming anybody. There's no blame. I listened to them again. I thought I did okay. Thought I was pretty good. But maybe I'm not being true to myself, and maybe I'm not being true to you all. As I've said before, and I would say it again, I very much appreciate whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're listening to me through Buzzsprout. I very much appreciate you doing so. It's pretty cool that you enjoy what I do, which is, I don't even know what this is that I do, other than stare into this little blue light and have this microphone in front of me and then come up with stuff to talk about and have some notes occasionally. Tonight I do not, by the way. I have no notes. I was really debating whether or not to even do one tonight. I guess because I was so disappointed. I don't know if I was hurt. I don't know whether you would go that far. And I wasn't really disappointed in the folks that listen to me. It's that I feel like maybe I'm doing something that's not conducive for anybody to listen other than my close friends or relatives or whatever. Stuff that, maybe you know the backstory. Those of you that are listening or watching, you know the backstory of me. So you can fill in all the blanks. Want to talk about things that I really, quote, can't talk about because, I want the big audience or the wider audience or whatever that is. You know the backstory and you know where I come from and you know my belief system and you know the things I have done, the things I haven't done, the things that I like to do, the things that I don't like to do, the things that mean the most to me, the things that are the dearest to me, the things that cause me pain, the things that cause me to laugh, to cry, all that stuff. And I think maybe those of you that know me kind of fill in those blanks that I intentionally leave so that I don't give out too much of myself. I give out, I don't know what the words give out, put out, enough information about me so that you would be able to fill in all the blanks. Whether I want to stand behind one wall, two wall, three wall, four walls, I don't know how many walls it is, and hide things about myself that maybe some people might find, I don't know the word to use. Not right. Wrong. I don't know what the word is. That you would look at me in a different way than you do right this very moment. So I came to the conclusion, and I did a few days ago, and I really wanted to get on the air, and I just couldn't. It was lack of time or whatever. By the way, my hair is fluffy. I don't know. You can't see it in Buzzsprout land, but the YouTubers can see. I got a little fluffy hair tonight. Just noticed that. Just looked down for a brief moment and went, oh my goodness, look at all that. All this sheer fluffiness. So I came to the conclusion that I should be a lot more honest and a lot more forthright with how I feel about things and how I look at things and how I react to things and how I look at life around me and the attitudes and feelings and whatever that I have. I should share them with you because they are a part of me. And if I'm really going to be honest and do this honestly, I need to have an open dialogue with you, an open conversation with you. I've always said that this is kind of therapeutic for me. Well, that's part of it. I do have papers concerning myself, but that's another story that I don't know I can tell at this moment. But anyway, but I think we all have something wrong with ourselves. I don't think there's any of us that are quite 100% mentally aware or there, or that there are certain things that do not bother us or do bother us, or certain things that we react to that other people don't, and that we don't react to that other people do. So in that regard, I think we're all the same, one way or another. It's just levels and shades and that type of thing. So I want to be honest with you all. We'll start with the very basic one, the one that unfortunately divides this country. I have been a dirty dog Democrat most of my adult life. I started out as a Democrat just to piss my father off because he was a diehard Republican. And so when I became cognizant of elections, which was many, many years ago, I actually did some stuff for Robert Kennedy's campaign. Yay, lucky me. I actually went door to door. I was 16 years old. I went door to door for George McGovern's campaign in 1972 for a half hour to 45 minutes. Anybody that has ever worked in a campaign with me or has asked me to do something has always heard the following: I will not walk door to door. Don't ask me to go door to door because I'm not going to do that, because I went door to door in the Commonwealth of Virginia for George McGovern in 1972. And I will never go door to door for anybody again. I don't care if it's Jesus Christ. I'm not going to go door to door because that was the longest hour and a half to 2 hours of my entire life. It was awful. It was terrible. I got called stuff I haven't been called in a long time. I had doors slammed in my face. I had dogs ready to be sicked on me. It was just not good. And I'll never go door to door again. I can't begin to tell you how many campaigns I've told that to. Just don't do it. So I did that. And then, but the first vote I ever cast in a presidential election was for Gerald Ford in 1976 because I thought Jimmy Carter sucked. I know you're not supposed to say that now because Jimmy Carter is deity and he's living to be 145 years old. And what a wonderful ex-president he was and did all these wonderful things. And he, as a president, I thought he sucked. And he was a Democrat. And I didn't vote for him in 76 and I didn't vote for him in 1980. I voted for John Anderson, which would be technically My second Republican, because John Anderson was a Republican congressman from Illinois who was running as an independent. I voted for him. So the first two votes I cast in presidential elections, even though I considered myself a dirty dog Democrat, were for Republicans. Gerald Ford, who I think, even now, was a good and decent man. Did he have a deal with Nixon? I don't know. Did he? Did he? Everybody says he didn't. Some people say he did. I don't know. I want to think that he did not. I want to think that he was, like I said, a good and decent man who, I mean, all politicians, they're politicians. So you take that into consideration. But I want to think that he was a good and decent and kind man who just thought it was the right thing for the country to do to pardon the ex-president. I want to think that. So I do. And we'll leave it at that. John Anderson was an 80, and then in 1984, I voted for Walter Mondale. We know how that ran. In 1988, I voted for Mike Dukakis. We know how that happened. In 1992 and in 1996, I voted for Bill Clinton. I would vote for Bill Clinton again. I would vote for Bill Clinton now. I would vote for Bill Clinton until he dropped dead. I just would. And if you want to call me a Clinton Democrat, that's fine. I'll take that as a compliment. So I voted for him in 92 and 96. In 2000, I voted for Al Gore and thought he got screwed royally, completely, totally screwed. That was the first time that the Supreme Court has ever been political. And they should rot in hell for what they did, because it's just a political move, and everybody knew it was a political move. And, that's always the way I felt about that. But, if you're going to win elections, and be a Democrat and win elections, then you got to hope that you're going to be able to put Democrat justices on the Supreme Court, and we didn't win enough elections. So we don't get to put it's kind of like 2016, boys and girls. We're going to get to that in a minute. So in 2000, I voted for Al Gore, and he gave a wonderful concession speech, probably bringing a country that was almost as sharply divided together. So class act, Al Gore. 2004, I voted for John Kerry, and we know what that happened there. 2008, I voted for Barack Obama. 2012, I voted for Barack Obama. 2016, I was actually a delegate for Hillary Clinton in the state of Maine. I just didn't realize that Hillary Clinton was so hated by so many people. And but I don't think Bernie Sanders, who was her rival then at the time, I don't think he could have done any better, because I think he was too left of center, and I think he would have had a tough time too. But we all know what happened in 2016, and I think it's fair to say, and I think I can be honest in saying it, and I don't think it's really wrong for me to say it, but if the 45th President of the United States dropped dead tomorrow, it wouldn't bother me at all. I wouldn't shed a tear. I wouldn't be upset. I don't believe in anybody that wants to actually destroy the Constitution being able to do so. I cannot believe at this moment that there are so many people in the United States that have forgotten what 2016 and 2020 was like. I can tell you that once he became president, and I'm not going to say his name, screw the son of a bitch. Okay, there you go, son of a bitch. That's a good title for him. From January of 2017 to January of 2021, I watched my news every stinking day, including Saturdays and Sundays, because I didn't know what the hell that dummy was going to do. I knew he was going to do something, but God, I didn't, you just were afraid. You're afraid every stinking day. And I can't believe people have forgotten that. I can't believe people have actually forgotten what it's like to sit there every night watching whatever news you watched, and I don't care what it was, Fox, MSNBC, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, I don't care what it was, and just think to yourself, what the hell happened today? Now, you can say anything you want to about Joe Biden. I wish that the Democrats had run somebody else. I wish they had convinced the president to just serve out his term, obviously, but then step down and let somebody else run. I wish that had happened because we're poised and primed to sweep the Senate and sweep the House and sweep the White House had that happened. And I think everybody would agree with me on that, particularly if we had found the right candidate. But that's not going to happen. So it's going to be a nail-biter, and that's unfortunate. It has to be. But I think people should realize and should remember what they felt like from 2016 to 2020. And I think they should particularly remember January 6, 2021, and know it wasn't Antifa. That's the dumbest. Oh, my God. That's like nails on a blackboard when someone says that it was somebody else that caused that. That is just the dumbest, most stupid comment I have ever heard in my entire life. I mean, you gotta have an IQ about 6 to think that way. Honest to God. I mean, my wife's sister actually said it was Antifa. And all I could think of is they must have a hell of a budget, because to buy all those signs and all those banners and all those flags and all those caps and all those shirts and all those pins and all those buttons and all those placards and all those everything else that had his name on it in his logo. Oh my goodness gracious. It must have been just their budget must have been huge. Huge, I tell you. Huge. But huge. Huge, I tell you. But so anyway, so that's how I feel. And that's me politically. So if I lose a few of you, I apologize. If I gain a few of you, I'm not apologizing for that, because that's who I am. I love politics. I love what politicians can do for a country if they're in the right space and they are thinking the right way and they're honorable and honorable is a weird word, because I have all 4 books by Robert Caro on Lyndon Baines Johnson, and I don't believe I don't even think Lady Bird would have called him honorable. He did a lot of good things domestically. He got us into the Vietnam War. The way he did things, what was called the Johnson treatment, where he would lean in like I'm doing right now, and he'd grab the lapels of somebody's coat and he'd get his face right in there and he'd breathe on them and he'd tell them, by God, you're going to do this, or I am going to make your life a living hell. I wish we had had a Democratic leader like that. Oh, I wish we'd have somebody like that who could take the reins and go, Mr. President, you need to step down, and you need to step down right now. We need to run this fellow or this lady because we need to beat this guy. We need to beat this guy. We can't afford not to beat this guy. You need to step down. But we don't have a leader like that. And there's no leader like that in the Republican Party. Don't tell me this guy's a leader. This guy, no. This guy's the Antichrist. Oh, should I say that with all the Christians that love this guy? Pfft. Yeah, Christians. Fine. Okay. We'll buy that for now. So anyway, that's the one major thing that separates us. Us, whoever us is at the moment, watching and listening and whatever. That is the major thing that separates us, and now you know where I stand, and I am unequivocal in that regard. You will never hear anything nice said by me about the other person running, the former president of the United States, so you understand who I'm talking about. It's not ever going to happen, ever, never, and that's the way it is. So if I lose some of y'all, well, I am sorry that I've lost you, but that is the way I feel. That is the way I will always feel. That is the way it will be. And there are lots of folks there, like Steve Bannon's watch Steve Bannon, because, there's an attractive man for you. Oh, my goodness. What a little sex pistol he is. Whew. Man, I saw a picture of him the other day. Oh, my God. He looked like he swallowed his children. Yeah, he ain't missed a meal. He ain't missed a meal in 13, 14 years, I'm guessing. terrible. That's a terrible thing to say, but I feel so much better saying it. You just have no clue. It's freeing. It's freeing my soul to get that out. And don't get me started on several congresswomen from the Republican neck of the woods, because then I would start using words that make my wife cringe. So we don't want to do that. So there's one thing that separates us, and then I can now be free to chit-chat about. There's lots of other stuff. Like, for example, I talk about not doing this for quite a while. But when you don't have anything to say, or you're not confident enough to think that what you say is either coming out correctly or is going to mean something, or that the content that you're delivering is worth people even listening to. I mean, that's where I was, to be honest with you, for a few weeks. I kind of doubted, because I really love doing this. I mean, I think I mentioned that in the last episode. I really, really like doing this. I could do this every day and not really have a challenge. I can fill 30 minutes pretty quickly. I'm at, minute 21, and I have no notes. Nothing. No notes tonight. No notes, no nothing. Just me rambling on about, politics, which is a terrible thing to rattle on about. But if you look at the books behind me, you can see that maybe you might see a few of them that are politically related, like all of them, or at least most of them. And the Bob Ross, I'm just looking over my left shoulder, the two Bob Ross bobbleheads. I have a thing for Bob Ross. And I found out that my district team leader has a thing for Bob Ross too, and I was staring at me. I need to look up there. See, look down, up, See how I did that? I need to look at you guys, because that makes more sense. My district team leader has a thing about Bob Ross, and I actually had to share the Bob Ross gallery and workshop that's in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. I had to share the address so that she could go and visit it, which is pretty cool. Actually, I've actually been there, and it's fabulous, because you're looking at Bob Ross's stuff. I mean, his actual paintings, and you're thinking about Bob and how cool he was, and what a shame, what a waste that he had to go. I don't know whether you can hear, but my cat is losing his mind in the background, and I'm hoping he's going to stop. He might not. So anyway, that's the way it is around here. I'm talking about politics, and my cat wants to hit me. So anyway, I was at a point where I didn't want to do the thing again where I was going to take time off and blah blah. Just thought I'd just take time off and kind of regroup and think, do I really want to do it the way I've been doing it, and kind of keeping out a few things that are evident about me that you should know about. Another one is, and we'll finish with this, is, and I don't know why it's happened, but I used to love watching sports on TV. I love watching football, baseball, basketball, hockey, golf. I actually watched several soccer matches in my life, and for the life of me, I just can't get interested in doing it. For example, the Players' Championship. This is Monday, so the Players' Championship was ended yesterday. I mean, right down in St. Augustine. There was nobody there. My honey and I could have gotten tickets. We could have gone and had a great time, and I would have loved to have done that, actually. It probably been more fun being there. But I was watching on TV, and I got bored. And I never get bored. I'll give you an example, kind of switching sentences there in the middle. When I had my open heart surgery, July 12, 2022, when I woke up, I had this big, huge room, and I had this TV. And on my TV was the British Open. Day one of the British Open. So I wake up, it's Thursday, and the British Open is on, and I watched every single shot of the British Open. And that's one that Cameron Smith won. And that was very cool. He's the one that also went to the LIV group, the opposing group from PGA, the PGA. And so, anyway. But I watched every stroke, every single one. Didn't miss a minute. And now, here I am, in my house, having a fine time with an alcoholic beverage, ready to sit down and watch the end of the Players' Championship. And at the time, there were like 5 guys within 2 shots of each other. And it should have been exciting. And I was like, I don't care. Don't care. I hardly watched a full football game this past season. I mean, maybe 2 or 3, maybe. And I used to watch football all the time. I used to love watching football all the time. And I haven't watched anything. And I don't know why. There must be some sort of reasoning why I'm not watching. And I haven't seen a basketball game. Oh my God. They're talking about the brackets. This is the NCAA tournament time. You got your brackets, and I'm sure all of you all are filling out brackets and whatever. I haven't watched a minute of college basketball. I have no clue who the number 1 seeds, the number 2 seeds, the number 3 seeds, how they're going to play, what they're going to play, where they're going to play. I don't have any clue. None. And I don't care. That's the really sad part, is I don't care. There are a lot of things I don't care about. And that's something I guess we need to talk about at some point, because I just don't care. And I didn't care about coming back on the air and chatting with you guys for a while because I got no subscribers. And I don't know, maybe I took it personally. I don't know. Maybe I did. Didn't have many downloads, didn't have many subscribers. I just thought, well, what the hell? But then I thought to myself, I keep reading about people who have been at this for years, and all of a sudden something clicks, and all of a sudden they have 10,000 followers, and they're doing this on a daily basis, and they have other shows, and they're doing stuff, and they're making a living at it. So I just read about a lady who was doing Instagram. She's been doing it since 2017, and now all of a sudden she's popular. It's like overnight. Boom, boom. But she was at it for 7 years until something in 2024 hit, and now she's rocking it. So, I don't know. We'll just, what I'll try to do is try to do more of these on a weekly basis. I mean, I may do like a 15-minute, 20-minute type of thing. Maybe something bothers me or something annoys me, and I come on and I just do a little 15, 20-minute thing. And maybe that'll be good. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's a thought. So, we're at the 28-minute mark. So now I have to finish with Debbie Bennett. And it still amazes me. I know she lives in Florida. And boy, that would be really cool. Because in her profession, she doesn't really have like a wishy-washy kind of deal. She's like, I don't want to use the phrase balls to the wall, because that would be bad, because she's a woman. So she doesn't. But, you know what I mean. She's like full tilt boogie. And she does what she does extremely well. And then Christy Martin. I keep meaning to want to send you stuff, champ, and I don't. I'll hopefully try to cut a few things out here and send this to you so that you see that I would love to have you here so we can just chat, because I think you're the GOAT of women's boxing, and I have always considered it a privilege and an honor just to chat with you. So there you go. We're going to finish at the 30-minute mark. Thank you guys very much for listening. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Please share this with folks. I would love to get some more subscribers. I would love to get people downloading this. I would love to be able to do this. I don't know when I will talk to you next. Hopefully sometime this week we'll have a little 15, 20-minute get-together and hopefully do something. But in the meantime, have a great week, since it is Monday night. Have a great weekend if I don't talk to you. I will hopefully talk to you soon. And thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.